You make plenty of choices throughout these games. It'd be ridiculous to sit here and go through each choice. I'm just going to tell you the ones that I think are the best in a way to recap it properly. In Origins, Thetis is about to be attacked by the Fifth Blight, a corruption that basically spreads by the Darkspawn. And after many years of complacency, the Grey Wardens, who are the only people capable of stopping the Blight, have basically dwindled down in number, and many people in the world just no longer believe the Darkspawn are actually real, or at least that they're not around anymore. At the beginning of the game, you'll choose who the Grey Warden Commander Duncan recruits before you both return to Ostagar to complete your training and join the rest of the Grey Wardens in their battle against the Darkspawn. Alongside King Cailan, his commander Loghain, and the army of Ferelden, the Grey Wardens attempt to stop the Darkspawn before the Blight can actually begin, but last second during the fight, in an act of either malice or negligence, depending on who you ask, Commander Loghain withdraws his army, allowing Cailan, Duncan, and every single Grey Warden that you've met to die. But before you can join them, you and fellow Grey Warden Alistair are saved by the fabled Witch of the Wilds, Flemeth. As the two of you recover, Flemeth basically explains that Loghain has claimed that the Grey Wardens killed Cailan to cover his tracks, and essentially has taken his place as the ruler of Ferelden, with his daughter still being the queen, but him basically locking her up and making all the choices for her. As you are the last two Grey Wardens, it's up to you to gather a new army and stop this Fifth Blight, while also dealing with Loghain and his assassins. Alongside Alistair, you'll meet plenty of other companions. You have your Warhound, you have Morrigan, the daughter of Flemeth, Leliana, an Orlais assassin turned Chantry's sister, Sten, an abandoned Qunari tasked with learning about the Blight, Severin, an assassin sent by Loghain, Wynn, an older mage, and Oghren, a drunken dwarf, and Shale, an abandoned golem. Throughout the game, your party will travel to Redcliffe to get the help of Arleman, the Circle of Magi to recruit the mages, the Bristolian Forest to recruit the elves, and Orzammor to recruit the dwarves. So, backing up a bit, in Redcliffe, you learn that Eamon's son is possessed by a demon, Eamon is poisoned by Loghain, and Alistair is secretly the half-brother to Cailan, making him essentially the heir to the throne. And he's also Eamon's nephew. So you'll travel to the Tower of Magi, defeating the blood mages that currently taken it over, and you recruit the mages. Then you return to Redcliffe with some of those mages, and a pouch of Andraste's sacred ashes, where you kill the demon possessing Connor, save the village, and you cure Arl Eamon. You then go to the forest with your main character powers, and you help cure a century-old curse, curing a group of werewolves, and recruiting the elves. Lastly, you'll head to Orzammor and help decide the next king before finally getting the support of the dwarves. Most of the stuff that happens in this game is more dialogue driven, which is why we love it, but the main story is really basic. With a new army, Arl Eamon then calls a landsmeet with all the nobles of Ferelden, and you all call out Loghain for his lies. You then duel Loghain and you execute him before Alistair or Nora, Loghain's daughter, are officially crowned the new ruler of Ferelden, and then your party goes to prepare for the final battle. So just quickly before this, you ended up saving a veteran Grey Warden that had been held captive by Loghain, and he basically explains that the Grey Warden that ends up killing the leader of the Blight, the Archdemon, will also be killed as the process merges the two souls. It's here that Morrigan reveals that she actually has a ritual that will allow the soul of the Archdemon to travel into her instead, being absorbed into a child that she conceives this night. My Grey Warden was already in a relationship with her, so as soon as he heard boinking, it was down. And you wake up the next day with your army ready and you're sent to fight the Darkspawn. Once you get to the Archdemon, there are a few key choices. If you did the ritual, you killed the Archdemon and you're called the hero of Ferelden and live on. If you didn't do the ritual, either you or Alistair kill the Archdemon and die in the process. Or Loghain if you decided not to execute him. It's up to you really. Also, if you played as a human noble, you can decide to become the king. Either way, with the Archdemon dead, Leliana leaves to explore the world, Sten returns to Parvalan, which is the Qunari homeworld, Oghren reunites with an old lover and has a kid. Wynn and Shale go to find a way to cure Shale of her golemism, if that's a good thing to say. Severin goes on the run because his assassin team will be looking for him now, and Alistair is either the king of Ferelden, going on a quick bender, or he returns to the Grey Wardens. Morrigan also runs away to raise her child alone. Originally the game ended here, with you deciding what you wanted to do afterwards, but they decided to make sequels, so in the DLC, it's all retcon. In Awakening, you lead the new Grey Wardens and discover a talking Darkspawn, and it's probably never going to be brought up again, but just in case, you end up stopping a civil war going on with these Darkspawn that has risen to the surface by killing their new leader. But then the player gets the choice of either killing the head of the talking Darkspawn that wants to kind of help bridge humanity and the Darkspawn, or kill him. I don't really know how this will affect anything going forward, probably won't. The game then has one final DLC that actually matters, which is Witch Hunt, where you hunt down Morrigan, and if you romance her, the two of you will pass through an alluvion, which the elves used to use to kind of go across the world, and you live your life with your new son. Either way, Morrigan leaves through an alluvion, never to be seen again. So yeah, that is Dragon Age Origins. So do with that what you will.